Welcome back to the channel. That is W.K.R.H 12 Productions. I'm Keith, and we're going to continue and finish our year with 2023 law enforcement purchase and law enforcement and responder purchase and custom vehicles for 2023. We're going to finish it off by doing the month of November and December combined. That's what we're going to do, and try to finish the year off strong. We have a lot of vehicles, so let's, without further ado, a good portion of them are repeat builds from previous months. It's just that we did another one in some capacity, but we show you anyway, just in case you haven't, just in case you like us and you lost track. So we're going to have some vehicles coming in right now. Without further ado, we're going to get one with a police interceptor utility of the Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania police interceptor utility in black and white, green light casting. Nicely done here. And this is a casting that we customize. Decals are by Cardinal Police diecast. We get diecast. We get decals from several vendors, as well as, but we try to keep the parts and accessories. We try to 3D print those, and we had some success here. Nicely done on this. I already had a push bar and a light bar. Well, we had a push bar already established. We installed a light bar with with some wood and trimmed it around. Nicely done. It's already been decorated with in the front with a blue and a red, with the blue and the red in the front right there. And then it has its own push bar. And then I already had the decals with the chevrons on it. Nicely done. Good, clean unit. I love it. The Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania Police Department. And that one. We also have the Nashville Metro Police Department. It says Nashville and Davidson County, Tennessee. Nashville Guardians on the front of the wheel well of this police interceptor utility. It's a green light casting. Nicely done. This is a unit that this was a previous unit that we converted into this unit and added the decals. Now the decals came from Bill Bozlo's decals. And nice. Got Metro Police in the back, along with some decal license plates and some things in the back. Metro Police, Nashville Guardians in the back, in the rear. Unit number 911. We got this. Just loved everything about it. Didn't do a little detail in the process. Nicely done. And we made the Dodge Charger. We made the Dodge Charger as well. And this is a Hot Wheels Dodge Charger. Add a light bar and a push bar to it. The push bar was made of balsa wood that we kind of converted into a push bar. Nicely done. Well, we don't do those anymore now that we're able to 3D print, and that just kind of made everything a little bit better for us, because we couldn't find the right balsa wood that we made these things into. They don't make them anymore. Shame. But this Dodge Charger was a previous unit that we converted into this unit as well. Very nice. Installed the light bar on top, which was a balsa wood. Has Metro Police, Nashville's Guardians on the front of the wheel well on each side and on the rear of the vehicle. flags on the side. Everything's good to go. Nashville's Guardians are ready to go and become a fleet. The Nashville Metro Police Department, Nashville, Tennessee. Nicely done. Might have another vehicle, so keep that in mind. And if we do find one, we'll display it. Next unit up is the Ohio State Highway Patrol Chevy Tahoe. The Chevy Tahoe is in a green light casting. That was a previous. It came in with a previous design, and we converted it to be this unit, this police unit. Nicely done. Has state trooper on the front, with the stripes going all the way across, with the state highway patrol Ohio logo sandwiched in between these lines in the front of the passenger and driver's side vehicles. In the back, it has state trooper, and then it has on the bumper underneath the state trooper, excellence in service. Nicely done. So nice, we made it twice. Love everything about this unit. This is pretty good. Now, their units might be silver in color, but they had a previous color. This is the previous color where they had a good gray color, but a different, unique type of gray that very few can match. But nicely done on their vehicles, and this is going to be added to the fleet of vehicles that we already have. The Ohio State Highway Patrol. Always got to put the "the" on it for some reason. People are like that. Next unit up, not too far from the state of Ohio, is the Pittsburgh Police Department in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They have their newest design here. Their newest design here is the Police Department in Pittsburgh. Nicely done. Has a big, has big lines on above the police unit, yeah, and then it shades across the vehicle. It's shade from gray to from the front of the vehicle to black on the back, and then it darkens up to black in the back of the vehicle. 911 on the rear of the design. Nicely done. It has Pittsburgh Police on it, of course, Police Pittsburgh, and then their unit crest, and then line designs on the top of the hood. And has a chevron in the rear. This is a vehicle this is a green light casting one, like I said, that already came with a light bar and a push bar, and it was a previous unit, and we converted it into this unit, customized into this unit. Convert it, customize, it doesn't matter, it's still built. nicely done. This is the only vehicle that we've established and put together, and we're going to add it to the Pittsburgh police fleet that we already have available. Nicely done. This is the Pittsburgh Police Department, Pittsburgh, PA, Chevy Tahoe, green light casting. Nicely done. Another casting that we've done, as we receive more requests for South Carolina units, since we live in the state. They discovered we live in the state. Here's the Easley Police Department in Easley, South Carolina. Nicely done here with some fancy design work with the swirls with the line swirls, and then Easley Police underneath the line, underneath the design. Emergency 911 is also underneath the design on the rear of the vehicle, on the rear of each side of the vehicle. And then the crest on top by the front, by the front, just before the mirrors on each side of the vehicle. Has police on the back. Nicely done. And this is on a Matchbox casting. Now, wanted to let you know that the Ohio State police decals were by Police Decals and Deals. Pittsburgh Police was by Pittsburgh Police Design was by Aftermath. And this one was done by Ely Police Department. Decals was done by the Cardinal Police Diecast. Nicely done. And like I said, this is a Matchbox casting of the Police Interceptor utility. Just in case I didn't mention it. I don't recall mentioning it just yet, but there's gonna be a few designs of that. We'll keep it going. And we usually detailed the rest of the vehicle. Matchbox has some of their designs of their police units partially done with the headlights and taillights, or not done at all. And we fix that up and touch it up a little bit, and then add and then just try to make it a professional police unit. Nicely done. That's the Easley Police Department in Easley, South Carolina. Next unit up, the San Antonio Police Department in San Antonio, Texas, in a black and white green light Police Interceptor utility casting. Nicely done. Now, you've probably seen this vehicle, this completed vehicle, in the last video. Roger that. Yeah, we got you. Well, maybe not the last video, but you have seen it before in previous videos if you've been watching this. This is just another additional unit that we made to add to the fleet. If we make a unit, we'll try to make at least one more unit to go with it and pair it up. And 9 times out of 10, when we get customer requests, they usually ask for it in pairs. We try to deliver. So far, so good. This is a green light casting that already had a push bar. We added the light bar with the balsa wood and chromed it up. Nicely done. And put the decals on. Decals by Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. The looks were very, very exquisite. Outstanding job. And then the install was pretty good. Alright, that's the San Antonio Police Department in San Antonio, Texas. Next unit up is the Appalachian State University Police Department in a Police Interceptor sedan Matchbox casting. Nicely done. Has that sort of supposed to be stealth design look on the Police Interceptor each, but it's a swirl. But it's supposed to be stealth type swirl. You're not supposed to see it as good as this, but it is a swirl with the Appalachian logo, Appalachian State University logo on it, and then it has the police department police right next to it on each side of the vehicle. Has police in the rear, has the contact number by website. Nicely done. And then has a logo on the top. Just the Appalachian State Police, Appalachian State University Police decal, police logo and crest. Nicely done. Like I said, this was a Matchbox casting, so we had the Matchbox casting refurbished and made into this police unit. So it already came with a push bar and a light bar already on it. Nicely done. We added everything, detailed it to the nines. Didn't have the light fixtures. We added the light fixtures to it. Had partial light fixtures in the back, but we fixed it. We gave it a full detail in the back, full detail in the front. Nicely done. Decals made by Cardinal Police Diecast. Great job with this one, gentlemen. Great job. Has APD in the back, not police, but APD. But it is Appalachian State Police Department, University Police Department. Nicely done. Next unit up is our fictional Monroe County police vehicle. It's the Mitsubishi Eclipse in a Hot Wheels casting. This was already a police vehicle anyway, and we converted it into this one. Like I said, it's a fictional Monroe County. It's for our diorama. And actually, this is going to be our SRO vehicle, School Resource Officer vehicle. We finally found a casting for that to fit the course, which is always a challenge when we're doing a diorama and you have a vehicle that's a police car, and you kind of wonder what you're gonna do with it. This is a casting that what we decided to do with it. Now, it was a previous unit, and we refurbished it to make it into this unit with the SRO. We haven't put SRO yet because we haven't made the SRO decals. We made the decals for our fictional police unit. And we'll have fire units that we're going to be customizing going into 2024. But nicely done to see, to see this design. And it's nicely done. And we're going to add it to the fleet because we have quite a few of these all ready to go. And that's been ready to go during the school year. And this is just one that we found, and it is a barnyard find. And we refurbished it into this unit. Not bad for a barnyard find custom. Nicely done. And that is the fictional Monroe County Police Department SRO unit, School Resource Officer unit, on the Mitsubishi Eclipse casting, Hot Wheels casting. Next unit up is the Sedgwick County Sheriff. Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department in Kansas, and this is a slick top, Ford Mustang slick top. Has a Cobra element to it, but we made it a slick top, and we designed the visor lights on the front and the back of each windshield. The front windshield and the back windshield. Nicely done. Detailed the tail lights and the headlights. Chromed up. Detailed the front grille and added a couple of chrome dots to it to indicate, hazard lighting into it. It's going to flash. It flashes in front of you. Has Sedgwick County Sheriff and the crest on it. Nicely done. The font's well detailed in a two-tone color on the fonts, blue and white. And it has Sedgwick County on the top. You can see it looks a little flake. Sedgwick County probably looks a little flaky, and you probably can't read it right. Probably looks like it's missing a couple of letters. Yeah, when we tried to install it, it was starting to flake out on us. And since then we started to put a clear coat. And just spray one coat of clear coat on these decals when they start coming in. Some don't need them, some do, but when in doubt, we just go ahead and put a clear coat, just spray a clear coat on it. And now keep your decal durable enough, and keep it and kind of keep it from flaking and chafing and scratching and washing off long enough for you to, keep it durable long enough for you to install it on the vehicle. That's what we started doing. This is what we started doing after we found out about this. But we decided to put it on the thing. It's still strong enough. It's still capable enough. It's still good enough to do the job. And it still looks good on this vehicle to try to take it off. So we put a clear coat on it to try to save what we could of that decal. So far, so good. But like I said, for future generations, we're going to put a clear coat on these decals. Decals by Cardinal Police Diecast. And it was no fault of them. I think it was just during shipping, it tends to change temperature, make it moist, and then when you try to install it straight up, it's going to flake on you. Some of them is going to flake on you. So just put a clear coat on it before you start your project on it, and on these decals. And one sheet of clear coat should keep it durable enough for it to hold in place while you install it, to keep it from washing out or flaking or scratching as you install. That way you won't be missing letters like this one. This is the Sedgwick County, Kansas Sheriff's Department on a Hot Wheels Ford Mustang Cobra series. We made it a slick top vehicle as a police unit. Next unit up is the Victor Farmington. This is like an ambulance service. This is like a contractor service here. Victor Farmington. And this is kind of their supervisor unit. It's on a green light. Police interceptor utility casting. Nicely done. And you see, we kept that a slick top. Decals by Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Did a great job with this. And has the stripe, blue and red stripe going across the vehicle. And in kind of like a Z format, to get above the rear wheel well. But it is going across from the front wheel well to the back of the vehicle. Nicely done. Has a chevron in the rear. Has Victor Farmington ambulance on it. Has a unit number, license plate in the back. On the front, we designed it with the red and silver, and chromed it with the lights as lights in the front. Nicely done. Good, well detailed, and very well done. Now the next thing in order is get an ambulance for it. Nicely done. The Victor Farmington contracting ambulance service on a green light police interceptor utility. Next unit up. This is another South Carolina unit on a previous Matchbox Police Interceptor Utility casting. This is the Forest Acres, South Carolina Police Department. Love the design, and tell you a little bit of something about it on this Matchbox casting. We did get the decals from Aftermath LLC. Nicely done. And we had to cut and adjust to get the length to fit in onto the vehicle. Nicely done. Detailed to the nines on the front. It already came with a push bar. Already has a light. It was a light bar. It was designed as a police. It was designed as a police unit, previous police unit, and we refurbished it into this police unit, and detailed the lights, the push bar, some of the lights that's on top of the vehicle, right above the driver's, the driver and the passenger side windshield. Nicely done. Got police on the very front of it, detailed it to the nines, put police on it and everything else. We kept the green color though, because it says Forest Acres Police. It's not an actual forest, it's just an actual neighborhood in South Carolina, and a small neighborhood, but we're going to make it a we may make it a large force in a small neighborhood. Nicely done. So we just kept the bumper green. It was already green, you know, the interior, the bumper was already green in color. We kind of left it that way to give it, you know, to have it appeal to the Forest Acres type look in the neighborhood. And I felt, and the colors that's on the decal, I felt that that was kind of fitting to do it that way than anything else. Its previous decal is what we're trying to make. We'll probably have that later on, you know, going into later on in 2024, but we'll see what happens on that. But right now we had this look and it fit, and we managed to cut and fit it very well, and you might see more units in this caliber in the coming months. Nicely done. Nice matchbox. Yeah, you know, can't find too many designs to fit that matchbox casting, but we was able to find one here, and it fit well and it looks good. And this is the previous design of the. This is a Matchbox Police Interceptor Utility casting of the current design of the Forest Acres Police Department. Nicely done. This is the Edmonton Police Department on the green light Ford 1993 Ford Mustang Fox body. Nicely done. And like I said, Edmonton Police Department, they're doing a promotional. They had some promotional vehicles being on display in some of the racetracks. And you see this thing gussied up with all these racing promotional decals on it. Nicely done. They have every type of promotional decal you could think of. And they've been on display in the racetracks. So you have the Ford Mustang Fox body leading it off with the Edmonton, Alberta, Canada Police Department. It's like I said, it's in a green light Ford Mustang Fox body casting, and that's a 1993 casting. We have a couple more here, a couple more castings that we wanted to show you as well, but of the Edmonton Police Department. This is one of them. Nicely done. Already had a light bar on it, and lots of designs there representing looking more like a pace car than a police car for the Edmonton, Alberta, Canada Police. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now this is a purchase casting from Greenlight, and we purchased this one. We purchased this one, which is a 2009 Ford Mustang. Still stuck in the 90s. But this is a 2009 Ford Mustang. Nicely done. The hood does come up and show you the engine, like we did in the Fox body. Nice. This one's in a black, you know, this one's also in the black and white two-tone color casting with the stripes going from the front to the back all across the hood. Across the top. Nicely done. Look at all this, look at all these sponsor decals on it. Like I said, these are purchased vehicles made by Greenlight for their promotional, just promoting these vehicles out there on the raceways and drag strips. It's the Ford 2009 Ford Mustang. We're going to make those into police units anyway. And this one is a 2008 Dodge Challenger SRT8. Unique design there. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Nicely done. Edmonton Police. This is a kind of different delivery than the other two that you saw. Two-tone black, and not sure what color that is. I'll just venture to say is a little pink. Or magenta, or however you want to say it, a good magenta color, along with white on the sides, and loaded with the decal, sponsored decals all the way around. Nicely done. We're just losing stuff in the background here. All right, there you have it. The Edmonton Police, Alberta Police Department units. Mustang and Dodge Challengers. Next unit up is the Colon County Sheriff's Department in Colon County, Texas. It's on a Dodge Durango, green light Dodge Durango police vehicle. We installed the light bar and the push bar on it. Nicely done. Has a lot of details in the rear. We'll show you about it in a minute. It has a line, it has two arrow type lines going across with a sheriff on top and a star along with his badge crest on the side. In God We Trust on the front top of the wheel well. On each side of the vehicle, 911 as well. On the rear has Colon County Sheriff, has the website on the bumper, on the rear bumper. Has the star right next to the license plate, and we were trying to find every place to put this and put the all the stuff on the rear. What a way to cram it! And then we detailed a little bit of the lights in the back. Just a little bit because we messed it up a little bit trying to get all these. It had stripes on stripes going across on the top, laid out across on the top from front to back. Ugh. I'm not a fan of those stripes being on top, going across all the way from front to back. Not a fan of those stripes, and yeah, just can't get there. But if you can't beat them, if you don't like them, we fix them, and that's what we do. And we made it into a police vehicle. Now, you've seen this vehicle in previous videos as well. This is just another addition to add to, another addition that we customized either November or December to add to the unit. Nicely done. That's the green light Dodge Durango casting of the Colon County, Texas Sheriff's Department. Nicely done. Next unit up is the Columbia, South Carolina Police Department. This unit is in a Chevy Tahoe green light casting. Already came with a push bar and a light bar, and it was a blank green light casting that we was able to convert into this unit. It has the City of Columbia Police font oriented. Has the inscription, police servicing and police services, building partnerships. City of Columbia on top, police sandwiched in the middle of the inscriptions and in different fonts. Has a blue and a yellow swirl going from the front wheel well all the way to the rear of the vehicle, all the way to the rear of the vehicle on each side. Has police under in the back. And then the license plate. Nicely done. Already had the push bar and the light bar. Now this is their current design, and why it took us so long to bring this up, because they've had this thing, they had this design for years now. And I'm not even going to say how long it was exactly, but they've had this design for years. And we made the Columbia Police Department previous unit, and I just happened to have the previous design of the Columbia Police Department, and I like this design a little bit better. Yeah, the one with the stripe, that's their previous design. The Tahoe is the current design. Now the previous design that's on the Police Interceptor Utility is the one we made, decals that we made on it to fit the vehicles. It only fits certain vehicles like this one, the Police Interceptor Utility, which is also green light casting, but it's a previous police casting of it. So, you know, but that's what they had previously, and I loved everything about it, and made me interested in making police units in the greater Columbia, South Carolina area. So that's what, you know, that's what inspired me. And so why take that away and think about doing a design on this vehicle? The decals were made by Aftermath LLC, but nicely done all the way around. And just wanted to show you that, to show you a vehicle that inspired us to keep going. And that vehicle that we made on the Police Interceptor Utility was made, I don't know. That was one of our earlier builds, so I'm thinking about 7-8 years ago. Yeah, nicely done. This is the Columbia Police Department in South Carolina on a Chevy Tahoe green light casting. We made several units of the CAL FIRE units, CAL FIRE Fire Department, and this is one of them. This is a Ford Bronco, and we put decals on, CAL FIRE decals on them, and we put it on several fleet of vehicles. This is one of them, the Ford Bronco. This is a matchbox casting. Nicely done. This was a previous unit. We converted it into this unit. Nicely done. This thing already had a spare wheel in the back, and we kind of worked the decal. We kind of worked the decal or two around that, and like his unit number. But nicely done. It has CAL FIRE on the line in the rear of each side of each vehicle. Also the unit number on the passenger doors on each side. Has the line and the crest on the passenger and driver side of this vehicle, on each side of the vehicle. And we made a light bar acknowledging that this is going to be one of those rugged vehicles that you might drive in tough terrain, off-road, and it works out tremendously well. That's one CAL FIRE vehicle added to the fleet, or developed into the fleet. Welcome. Decals by Bill Bozo decals, and the rest of these units is going to be Bill Bozo type decals as well, including this one. This one's going to be the F-350 Super Duty vehicle that we made into the CAL FIRE, that we designed and added to the CAL FIRE family. Lovely. We cleaned it up. It used to be something else, another vehicle, and then we just cleaned it up and made it into this vehicle. Refurbished it into this vehicle. It has CAL FIRE on each side of the passenger side, and then you have the crest on each side of the passenger and the front doors of the vehicle. Already came with a light bar, which made it easier to be a rescue vehicle. And then we detailed the front and the back. It had CAL FIRE and then the chevron in the back. And then we made it easy, very, very easy to detail the front and the rear headlights. Headlights and taillights. And the front grille as well. Nicely, nicely done. Nicely done. This is a matchbox casting, also added to with the decals. Like I said, Bill Bozo decals there. Nicely, nicely done. And we would keep bashing the heck out of it to get these set the way we wanted to. Next one up was the Jeep Gladiator. Also a CAL FIRE unit that we converted. And that's one vehicle. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And we converted it into the CAL FIRE unit. Nicely done. Added some wicked lights on the front and the back, and on the top of the vehicle, above the front windshield. Nicely done. Has CAL FIRE in the back. Has the crest on the two types of CAL FIRE crests on the passenger side and driver side of each side of the vehicle. Nicely done. Just have to touch it up a little bit on the wheels, but we're planning on keeping the wheels like it is. Nicely, nicely done. And that's the CAL FIRE unit. Not bad, not bad at all. Look at that thing go. Alright. And the next unit up is this Chevy Silverado. 2020 Chevy Silverado, green light casting. With the CAL FIRE decals as well. This one's the striped one. And looks to be the much bigger one. We colored the back end of the cab, kind of painted it black, give it that window appeal. It looks good. A tinted window appeal at that. Looks very, very good. We also did the back the same way. We didn't have to do anything else after we did that, and did the designs. It has the unit number, CAL FIRE, and a chevron right in the rear. Bill Bozo decals. Also has a unit number on the top, not shown, but do have an example. Coming off the Bronco, they do have unit numbers that we put on top. We kept bashing the heck out of it because CAL FIRE units are mostly going to be used on vehicles that they need to do fires, and most of it is on the road. Some of it's on the road, but some of it is in the forest and off-road areas like parks, forests, terrains, that type of areas, trails, yeah, bike trails, foot trails, that type of vehicle. Yeah, it might be needed for purposes of rescue. And CAL FIRE delivers all across the state, across their state of California. So it's not bad at all to put these vehicles and gussy them up and make them into CAL FIRE units. And we have a couple of ideas for some fire trucks as well, and making them into CAL FIRE units. But that's how we keep bashing them. You don't have to have, there's proof to know that you don't have to have an entire, you don't have to have it in uniform. Just try to come up with what you think is a good mock for your vehicle for certain situations, and then try to use your decals. Try to use those decals, from vendors or the ones you made yourself, and try to format that into your creation. Yeah, that's called a mock. My own creation. And right now, Not sure if any unit has every. There might be some units that have this vehicle, but not every unit has all the vehicles that I displayed. And it may not be on the fleet. It may not be in their fleet. It's good to mock these things. Also, it's good to mock these things because we have so many of these castings. What to do? And we're getting creative. That's called a mock. Love the love these mocks that we do on the vehicles. Next vehicle up is the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department. I'm not sure if we displayed this vehicle, but if we did, great. But this is a Matchbox casting that we just purchased. It came like that. We hadn't had a chance to even detail it yet. And we do have another one like it that we're putting in our display shell, display case. Yeah, we got a display jammer, and we're going to be displaying that jammer hopefully in 2024. We have some ideas of doing some shoots that way with the purchase castings that we have. We have a lot of them going on here. But that's the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department, and is in a current Matchbox Police Interceptor Utility casting. Yet to be designed, but it's going to be designed and it's going to be presented. But we just had it here. We had it on display, and I don't think we've had it in our video yet. So we would go ahead and do that. And I think this is the last set of units that we're going with yet. This is the Nebraska State Patrol of the, right on the green light Ford Mustang Black Bandit casting here. So we made that into a police unit, Nebraska State Trooper vehicle. We just gave it decals. We made the decals here because it had a unique image on it, but still represented the Nebraska State Troopers very, very well. Kept the vehicle a slick top. We kept it flat black, and we did put some gloss on it. We did put a clear coat on it, and then we didn't need to put it on the entire vehicle. So you might see a little shine and sheen through the flat black texture. Yeah, our bad. Yeah, but we did that. But we did leave it a slick top. Added detailed lights on the front and rear visors of the windows, front window and rear window visors. Not bad at all. And we didn't do too much else. We kit bashed this vehicle and made it into the Nebraska State Patrol vehicle. Nicely done. But that's not all. We added more to this fleet, to the Nebraska State Trooper fleet. We have Dodge Charger. This is also a Black Bandit Dodge Charger that we converted it into a Nebraska State Trooper vehicle. Nicely done. Has Nebraska State Trooper, has the emergency Star 55 on the rear of the vehicle, on each side. Has State Patrol in the back, has the chevrons in the back as well, back on the bumper. Nicely done. And we added the light bar and the push bar. Decals made by Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Lovely. And then, so nice, we did it twice. Already adding to the fleet that we already have, which is also consisting of Black Bandit Dodge Chargers. Gave it the juice. Nicely done. Kept the wheels like it is. Yeah, we might might chrome up the very middle of it, but not too much. Not too much. Not too much at all. Not bad. Not bad at all. Almost dropped it. I wonder what happens when you drop it. Well, I'm going to have to put it back together again. Like Humpty Dumpty. Last unit up is the Nebraska State Trooper as well. Also added to the fleet. We put it on a Ford F-150 pickup truck with a tow hitch. So it can tow a command center that they're going to have in the future. Nicely done. Look at it go. Now you can see the detail in its glory. This is also a Black Bandit vehicle that we put a clear coat on it, regrettably. So you might see some flakes here and there, some polished flakes here and there. Try to clean that up. Yeah, our apologies. Yeah, we make mistakes too. But still looks good on this delivery. Nicely done. Decals by Police Decals and Deals. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Got it going on. I already added a light bar, and it already came with a tow hitch, so it can tow some vehicles, so it can tow some trailers. That may be their command center in certain areas for certain situations in the future. We're planning on doing a lot this year and getting that going. Nicely done. All right. And I got another announcement. We're going to go into 2024. I don't know if we're going to be kicking and screaming or doing the same thing here, but we're going to try some different stuff here and there to represent more of these police cars and first responder vehicles that we have going into when we go into 2024. Try to do something different with the channel, just a little bit, just sprinkle a little bit here and there, and we'll still be presenting new and customized first responder vehicles each month, beginning in January or February. I think mostly in February, since we already cleaned up. This month, completed all the stuff this month for November and December. We combine that, and then all the stuff that we get in January will be recorded in February, and then we'll go from there. So we'll start in February recording, but we'll probably record some other stuff in the process. We might go into the year, and most likely go into the new year of 2024, starting off with state police units across the country. We're also going to do some municipal units as well. Yeah, you can't leave them out. Might be able to add some military units and other specialty units in the process. We wanted to showcase it to you a little bit better. Hopefully this is a good presentation, along with many other things that we have in mind going into 2024. So stick with us, be with us, and enjoy. And we're glad that you're enjoying what you're seeing here in W.K.R.H 12 Productions. Yeah, love all that you're doing and watching this program. We're glad to bring some content to you for you to enjoy. Once again, thank you for watching W.K.R.H 12 Productions. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you for your support of the channel in each and every way possible. I'm Keith. We'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.